4:30.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. And our first item is discussion and possible action on the working budget. There's several sheets in front of you, and we can go over those real quick. You all have the PowerPoint on the working budget. Is that what you want us to do? On the orange sheet that you have, I'm giving you your bond payments and your KISTA payment amounts for the year, and that matches our working budget. In the first column, fiscal year 2016, these are your payments for debt service, and on there you have the lease payment, the bus garage payment, the KISBIT payment, which is property and liability and workers' comp. You have your KISTA or your bus payments, and then of course a bond payment, and it totals $685,045.13. That is for this year, and that's what's in your working budget. If you look at your spreadsheet, which is color coded, then if you have any questions on that one, then you've probably had time to look at it. I gave it to you maybe not last meeting, but the work session before the regular board meeting. I want to bring your attention to our unassigned fund balance, which is your first part of your revenue, and our ending balance this year, which is usable. Now, actually, our ending balance is like 1.7, 1.8, but there's $200,000 or $300,000 that is escrowed for sick leave buyout, and that is for anyone who is 5 years vested or 55 years of age. That means they can retire. So we have to put in escrow, sick leave buyout. And I will bring you a balance sheet at the next board meeting and share that with you. But all that is usable of that ending balance is almost 1.5 million. And if you are concerns about, as we've discussed before, we do not just look at this year's budget, but we look a year ahead, and in January, the board will be approving and pulling together a draft budget, which will be for fiscal year 17, which is school year 16-17. So 1.5 million. Next year's balance for beginning is 350,000. So you
Let me ask you something, Tammy.
Yes.
A question that just came up, even though we talked about this earlier. The buyout, you've got how much in escrow?
Close to 300,000.
Okay. The higher years that you have seen a buyout, what is it cost?
It can be sizable, 25 to 30.
25 to 30,000. And we have what?
Oh, I'm sorry, you mean totals for the year?
Yeah.
I'll have to find that number.
Okay, I just wanted to think,
Right.
like, how much of that could possibly be put in.
General
I
fund,
mean, we don't want to count it in the general fund.
and they won't let us.
Well,
I mean, yes.
okay, yeah.
But if we got below the 2%, would
Yeah.
that be a backup? It possibly could.
Okay, that's my
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Another concern, of course, for next year is the loss of 86 students to our school system, approximately 350 to even possibly 400,000 on our seat. And to increase revenue, even when you lose students, is to emphasize attendance, because we receive our money on our attendance. So our revenue and our expenditures that we have, including our contingency for this year, is $14,272,202.52.
14
Million.
million.
I'm sorry, 14 million.
Big
We're doing
difference.
good. $14,272,202.52.
How's our attendance rate this year? I never saw
What's that, Roger?
attendance rate, I just wondered how it is.
Do you have any numbers on that, percentages?
No, we can have Mr. Grayson present that or pull some numbers together by the next board meeting.
Okay, well, that would be better because that gives us about 3 months to look at,
Yes.
right?
August.
August, September, October.
And October.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, a full, almost 3 months,
yeah, okay.
August, September,
I
and
mean, last year it was,
October.
last year, well, it was low last year, it was, that's the reason.
We can't do anything about last year, Mr. Paul.
Well, I know, well, that's what I was wondering if we could get it.
But there's been less viruses
I
and
didn't
stuff
want to
going
debate
on
or
since school
anything.
started, that's good.
That's good. I do want to give the board a comfort as you look at your numbers for your working budget and be aware that it is not set in concrete. It is what it is. It is a budget. It is a framework to follow, to stay within the guidelines, and to make sure that we do have an ending balance and that we can cover all of our expenditures and, of course, salaries. On your purple sheet that I gave you, if you notice at the bottom, well, I'm going to go over all the bullets real quick. After approval of the working budget, monitor expenditures as approved in the school and district budgets. So we need to stay within our budgets, submit monthly reports to the local school board, and I do. You are.
These are
presented
the
with-
first, these two things, well, the first thing the board can do also, right?
Yes,
The second thing is mainly you are the person that submits, okay?
yes. So you all can follow the monthly reports
Yeah,
and make sure that we're in, there's a certain percentage of salaries, and as I count them and we pay payrolls, there's a certain percentage of salaries that I keep an eye on to make sure that we're staying within our budget. Compare monthly activity on line and line basis, and that's what I do. And the board may amend, and this is the one for you, the board may amend their working budget as necessary, but no resubmission to the state is required unless KDE requests the district to resubmit. And hopefully we will not have to do that. It'll be a good working budget and we're gonna stay within the guidelines. Do you have any questions on the working budget?
well, as we were talking, it's not in concrete, however, we should treat it as if it's in concrete.
Yes. The large majority of our expenditures are in
Right,
salaries.
exactly.
And yes.
You did a good job on this, Tammy, I mean, you really did. I mean, it's.
But basically no more spending, right?
Yes. Yes, because as I went over with, Mr. McCoy came in a little early, we do have emergencies that come up, and if there's any extra, it probably needs to go toward the necessities this year
Right,
until, unless something changes.
right.
Yeah,
Williams, 86 students, I mean, that's enrollment.
that's the last number I heard. Mr. Gobel, have you heard any different number than 86 students?
No.
Okay.
When you're talking about, are you finding out about how many seniors are leaving and how many freshmen are coming in and taking the difference? Or are you talking about people transferring?
Yeah, leaving.
Leaving the district, in all schools. Schools.
Grades,
Yes,
yeah.
all grades across the district. We've had 86 students
Oh, I'm
countywide.
very sorry. That is present. It's not a next year thing.
No.
No, currently. But our funding for this year will not happen until next year.
Exactly.
It will
I'm
not be
sorry.
affected.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yes,
I knew that.
yes.
Drink of water.
See if they have any more questions on it. If not,
But okay, is that, the decline in enrollment, is that, well, I know it's been a trend, it's been a trend for some time, but is that,
Larger than
it's not due to
normal?
people leaving, it's just a decline in population and things like that, or a combination of both?
Totally a combination of both.
yeah.
Mr. Grayson would know more about those particulars than I
I
would.
think most of it's from work.
I think
Leaving.
that's not just us, there's a lot of other counties that face the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
problem.
those are-
I think Pike County lost about 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's in eastern
And
Kentucky.
West
yeah.
Virginia lost a bunch too, so.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's not just
Trait
us.
at the present time.
Homeschool. No, we don't have as many homeschooled this year as we did last year, do we? I think Craig said that we had maybe 50-some or something last year, but I don't know.
But there's about,
You
there's right
call
around,
for,
there's right around
Oh, yes.
50 students, I'm sorry, that, so that we have right around the borders that go to Johnson and,
Mr. Grayson, again, he would know those numbers.
yeah, I think Craig opened that, okay.
Yes.
Okay, any more questions? If not, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion, I need a second.
I'll second it.
Have a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next item is discussion and possible action on salary schedule.
Yes, and I have given the board a salary schedule, and it has some highlights on it. It is simply housekeeping. No one was reduced, no one's hourly or salary was reduced nor increased. But if it was over or under a couple of cents from what they're being paid, we make sure that the salary schedule is matching what our employees are being paid. So it's just simple housekeeping. Nothing really changed other than a few cents here and there, or if there was a typo. So we wanted to make sure that it was, again, what the salaries our employees are being paid.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on that,
I don't see
on the
them.
salary schedule? I didn't have any.
It's in this
Had it before.
packet.
Okay.
He's got one. He's got one. Can you read it?
I got
Uh,
it.
Oh, just get it highlighted.
Oh, the one I looked at before the meeting, I was highlighted, mine in the packet, it's not highlighted, is it?
Yes, that's right.
If I could have one of those,
Yes.
keep on record. But I've looked at all the things that you had, I mean,
And
So just a few
it's
cents an
just,
hour and such.
yes, it's just making sure everything is as accurate as we can make it.
Does anyone have any questions on it or comments? If not, I need a motion to accept.
I'll make a
Salary
motion to accept the housekeeping chore of the budget, of
Okay,
the salary schedule.
I have a motion, I need a second.
I'll
second.
Have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Our next item is discussion and possible action on transferring $225,000 for the Eden Elementary roofing project from general fund.
Yes, and this is, even though the board has already approved the BG1, I have to have an actual approval to transfer money from the building fund to the construction fund. And it's just a matter of housekeeping or regulations. $225,000 from the building fund to the construction, and the board has already approved the construction of
That'd
the
be paid.
BG1.
Right.
Yes.
Have we have we hired a contractor for that, or is Ross Tarrant going to do
I
it?
think it's Ross Tarrant, isn't it?
They're gonna charge $225,000 to fix Eden's roof?
I believe that was the number that came in, $225,000 for the roof.
Warfield's was around
It's on the beach.
260, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 289 or something like that.
And hopefully it won't leak.
And hopefully.
Okay, does anybody have any more questions or comments on it? If not, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion, I need a second.
I'll second.
Have a second. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is discussion and possible action on alignment for secretary's hours.
Yes, and this is just an alignment of hours with Martin County Middle Secretary's hours and the high schools. Similar enrollment, similar duties, and just increase the one at Martin County Middle.
Same hours.
Same hours, yes.
My question, I think it's a matter of our costs. It says on there that it's $800, that is with salary and benefits, correct?
Yes, fringes,
Okay,
yes,
fringes, yeah,
matching.
fringe benefits. That number has been budgeted also?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
because I thought, man, we're getting we're getting
Yes,
a
we're getting tight, and
horse before the cart. I thought we were,
yes.
but because I said, why wouldn't we approve this?
Yes, and it is
Before.
in the budget.
Yeah.
It is in the budget,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I thought. I'll make that motion, things
Okay.
need to be in line.
Have a motion, I need a second.
I'll second it.
Have a second, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Opposed, motion carries. Next item is motion to adjourn.
Well, you've been here. I'll make a motion.
Have a motion for adjournment.
I'll second.
Have a second, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Meeting